Hello everyone, I'm back with another one. I got a new drone for you guys. So I've had this guy for maybe a week, and we're gonna look at it today and see what I think about it. So I'm gonna show you guys. I bought it on Amazon. Let's see if I can adjust this camera. And this is what it is. Hopefully you guys can see that. I paid a little less than $56 or $57. I have the two-piece or the two battery version of this drone, not the three-piece like this one is, but it's basically the same thing. And so let's take a look at it. So it comes with this cool case. It's pretty decent size. Okay, it's got this nylon cover to it. It is kind of like a hard shell. So it's a nice little case for it. And the little case has a little handle. So that's pretty nice. I'm going to give you guys a quick size. If I can find my tape measure. Okay, the size of the case is about 8.5 by, I want to say 6.5-ish. Okay, so that's the case. Let's open this up and see what it looks like. Set you guys down. Okay. So, as you see in these pictures, these drones look pretty big, but they're not. I mean, not to say all of them are like that, but the drone body is smaller than the remote, so it's just funny to me how they make them seem all big on Amazon, but in real life, when you get them, it's a different story. So, right away, here's the batteries, a nice little cutout for them. Let's see if we can read anything. It says 3.7 volt, 600 milliamp battery. Looks like a LiPo. So you get two of them with the bundle that I got. And let's look at the remote next. It looks like little antennas. But I see no little wire harness or anything coming up through the body of the remote to the antenna, so it could just be a faux antenna. Just looks like a piece of plastic. Triggers feel good. Buttons feel good. And it comes with a cell phone holder. So this drone is FPV. There's the drone. Let's see how smooth these feel. Oh, that felt good. They don't feel tough at all. Feels smooth. They don't really click anywhere. They just kind of, there's a little groove for it, but you know, it's not like a very solid click. The propellers move around fine. It seems like they're not stuck or anything. There's a little antenna and a slot for the battery. Little vents for a board. Little FPV camera. Goes up and down. LEDs right here. Yep, there's an LED back here too. There's a button right here for the power. And it looks like there's an LED here too. Okay, so I'm going to measure this drone real quick so you guys have an idea how big it is. So the body, we're looking at like 4 7/8 by 2 inches. Okay, now if I measure it from, let's say, wing to wing, 6 by 7, 6 by 7-ish. Okay, it's not that big. Feels very light, so might have a problem flying outdoors because it is so light. I mean, the battery will weigh it some down, but the battery isn't much. So let's see what the kind of batteries this remote takes. Takes 3 AA's. Okay, so let me find some batteries real quick. Thank you, Duracell. Let's see if the remote has any LEDs. And it does. Blue LED right in the center. Cool. So let's see what else is in the case. Nice little goodie bag. A little screwdriver. Some propellers. And a charging cable. Let's open it up. Charging cable seems to be the type that shines or has an LED inside and glows when the battery is going or charging. And once it's done charging, it'll stop glowing or the LED will turn off. Standard port. Nice. Just propellers. Put that to the side. And these seem to be prop guards or propeller guards. And they don't seem like there's any screws, so I think they just pop on in place. Okay. Yeah. They just pop into place. They go into those. Let's see if I can show you guys into these holes right here. And it protects the propeller from hitting something. Okay. I'm going to keep those off for this demonstration. I'm going to keep those in the case. And that's it. That's everything in the case. And it comes with owner's manual. Definitely read this before you fly anything, any drone, any plane. Helps out. kind of gives you a heads up of what's coming. So I'm gonna look through this real quick, and if I see anything that you guys need to know, I'll point something out and we'll go from there. Okay, so I read through the manual. A couple things I wanted to point out. On one of these pages, it shows what every button does. So let's just run through that real quick. So on these top buttons, I have this first one here. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing. There we go. You got a button here that says 1, 2, 3, and what that button does is it gives you different levels. So first being slow, second being medium, third being fast. So that's what that button does. Okay, so then the second one, which is this one here. Hopefully you guys can see that. That is a headless mode button. Okay, that's a nice feature to have. This other button here is a gyro calibration button. So if it's flying funny or it just seems to be unstable, sometimes calibrating the gyro in the drone helps the drone be more stable. So that's nice to have. And that last button here is a 360 button, or a 3D button, or a flip button. So let's say you hit that 360 button, it'll start, more than likely it'll start making a beep, and you'll hit this right trigger, whichever way you want that flip to be done. Let's say you hit that 360 button up in the air, and then the remote starts beeping. You hit back, the remote, or the drone I should say, will do a back flip and then straighten out. So we'll see that once we're flying. I'll test all that out. And the rest of these buttons, so this will be just trim buttons. That's another left and right trim, and this will be auto land and auto takeoff. Okay. For you to use the FPV on this drone, you have to download the app. So you just put your phone and camera, put this in the picture, and follow the steps to find the app, and that's pretty straightforward. So I found the app pretty easy. I haven't turned the drone on to use it, but we'll find out how easy it is to use, and we'll go from there. Oh, and it is nice that this manual, or this company, has a parts list you can just order parts from. So I don't know how easy it is to find these parts, but at least they're trying, so that's a plus. And I think that's all I wanted to show you guys. Oh, and there's a problem shooting section here. I like when these user manuals give you this, kind of helps out when you're having a problem. So alright, so let's put a battery in the drone. Let's see what happens. And these only go one way. So this one seems to be going this way. Hopefully you guys can see that. And then just pop it in. There we go. Let me turn it on. Okay. Let's try the other battery. There we go. So we have an LED flashing. Another one in the back here. And the two in the front. So all those spots that I mentioned before where the LEDs were, they are there. Cool. So I'm going to turn this off and just charge this battery just to show you guys how that cord lights up. Whoop. So on the battery pack, this is a port for the cable. There we go. And any standard USB, just plug her in and she's charging. Good. Alright, so I'm going to switch up to my headgear to fly this thing and show you guys how she does. But so far, this is it's a nice looking drone. I mean, it looks sharp. It looks kind of like a DJI product, or the drone doesn't. The remote, I mean, looks whatever. But let's see if it's if this flies as good as it looks. I tried using the app to use the FPV. You know, first thing I wanted to show you guys is that it's in some kind of like Chinese language. So it's, I mean, I can't read that, so I'm not sure what to hit. And nothing's coming up, so that's kind of a bummer. I mean, that's part of the reason why I bought this thing. The app is not something that's easy to figure out. You know, I did the whole Wi-Fi search for it. It connected to the drone. It's just the app is kind of finicky. It's not doing anything other than going into this screen. So that's a bummer. It's a big bummer. Okay, so let's see how this thing flies. Just gonna make sure the wings are all the way where they need to be. So I turn the drone on and I turn the remote on. I'm just gonna see how you guys can view that just fine. So you need to pair this remote to the drone. What you gotta do is go up, down, and that's paired, and you see that the drone is stop blinking. So then we're gonna unlock the propellers. So we go up, that unlocks them. We go up one more time, and it's up in the air. Okay. It's got plenty of power. So right now it's on, I think, the level 1 setting. I'm going to go to level 2. Oh yeah, it's faster on level 2. Level 3. Let's see how she lands. I'm going to do it manually. Okay, that worked good. I'm going to take off manually. Unlock. Up. It's a sharp looking drone. I'm going to try the 360 button or the flip button. Okay. So as you saw, it hit the ceiling. And something came off. Oh, okay. So a little leg broke off. And it seems like I could just pop it back in, but one of the stems broke off with it. So it's still holding in place because it's got another stem, but one of them broke off, so. Okay, well, I'm gonna fly without them just to make it easier to take off. Here we go. So again, I'm going to use that 3D button. Wow, that was weird. So I pushed the button forward and it did a right flip. I'm going to try this again. Wow. Kind of unpredictable. Try this again. So the 3D button. Sorry about that. 3D button. Okay. Whoa. Ivy. So I'm going to try another flip. Hopefully my dog doesn't get in the way. Whoa! It doesn't like that 3D button. I've tried to use it twice already, or more than twice, and it's finicky. So, Ivy, sometimes it'll do the flip, and sometimes it won't. Yeah, it's just not having it. Let's use the auto land. I'm gonna try to land it on the pool table. Okay, that works fine. Try to take off with the auto take off button. Oh wow. I think the battery died. Yeah, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So I got another battery in the drone. I'm gonna pair it. paired. I'm going to take off with the takeoff button. Oh wow. So it does work good with the button. It'll just take off pretty high. So you gotta watch ceilings if you're in a room. So I'm gonna try to use the 3D button one more time. The drone kind of unpredictable. Yeah, it's kind of a wild one. Let's try this again. The battery popped out. Okay. Reset the transmitter or the remote. Okay. Okay. You know, I've noticed that whenever I get this or near this area here where this fan is blowing, this drone is really unpredictable. It's hard to control. Battery popped out. Let's try the auto land button again. Okay, that landed fine. Kind of took a long time to stop the propellers, but it worked. I used the auto takeoff and that seemed to be fine. I'm gonna go near that fan, see what happens. Yeah, I can just tell it kind of wants to do its own thing near it. Little bit of trim. Yeah, it's really hard to fly. Not fun. Kind of like a delayed, I don't know, signal or something. When I want it to go a certain direction, sometimes it feels like it's delayed. So it makes it for a very uneasy feeling when you're flying this. Whoa. I gotta be real careful because there's like a little bit of a delay as I'm using this. I'm not sure what's going on. Oh man. Okay, so what do I think about this drone? I think it looks really nice. It seems to have a lot of power to go up and down and forward, and the level, or the levels, this 1, 2, 3 level button, they work good when you go from 1 to 3. But, and I mean but, there is a lot of negatives to this drone. The first thing that I didn't like about this drone was that the app that you use to view this camera, or FPV, it's not easy to use, and it's in another language. So you can't just, read through the menu and figure it out. So that's a big no-no. I mean, at least to me, I want to be able to use the FPV if I buy something that's FPV. So the app doesn't work, and so you get no use of the camera. So that's the first thing that I disliked about it. The second thing that I disliked about it is, driving any drone or flying any drone, you're gonna crash land or hit something eventually, and you kind of want your drone to take a couple hits if it ever goes down. And it went down, and it went down on carpet, and yeah, it did hit a wall, but one of the cleats broke off right away. So it just makes me feel like this drone is kind of really cheap. So the quality isn't really there to me. The plastics feel really hard, brittle. That's another miss for me. What else can I say? Oh yeah, the way it flies, it's kind of unpredictable. It's almost like a delayed I don't know, signal or something. As you're flying around, you kind of notice that it's kind of delayed as what you want it to do. So I don't know. I'm not happy about this guy, and I was kind of excited to get this one because the way it looks and the price wasn't too bad from what I thought. From all the options that you see. If you like it, good for you. If yours works perfect, I mean, maybe I just got a bad one. But would I recommend this guy? No. Not at all. It's hard to fly, so you're just gonna be, crashing into things, and sometimes that's not so fun when you're trying to get better at flying. So, if you guys see this one out there and are thinking about maybe getting it as a present or as another piece to your collection, I would pass. And again, that's my opinion. And if you have this and you like it, I mean, good for you. Right on. But, in my opinion, pass on this guy. So, I just want to say thanks for watching. Ivy, you crazy pup. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one.
You know what, I will say condoms are fucked up, man.
What?
That condoms are fucked up, dude. That bitch pisses me off.
See something?
What?
Yeah.